guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, Megz Moviez. If you are new to this channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. This goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and today's video, so let's get into it. And we are on to our second week of the year, which means it's the second episode of Megz Moviez Weekly Watches. So if you're brand new to this series and this channel, basically throughout the week I watch all these films, and I've tried this series on and off last year, but I'm 100% wanted to do it more this year. And basically I just talk to you guys what I watched throughout the week. And that's films like streaming service films I might have gone to see in the cinema, films that I've watched before that I'm watching for something else, things like that. Obviously with some of these movies I will just only briefly talk about them because I might have done a review for them on the channel. For example, there's two 2024 movies that I've reviewed on the channel, so I'll just quickly braze through those. Also things like my subscriber mail reviews and my original versus remake, they have my thoughts on those films in those, so you can go and check those videos out. But I'll probably give like a brief little thoughts on those ones. But anything else that I haven't reviewed on this channel, I will go a bit more in depth with. So yeah, some of these I own physically, some of them I've had to watch on streaming, or I've got them in a collection set, so it's just easier to put posters up. So yeah, so let's get into the movies that I watched this past week. Okay, so the first movie I watched this week was Birdman. I just want to start off by saying apologies for my review. Someone did put a comment on there saying that I kept saying The Birdman. I do apologise, I didn't mean to, it's just one of those things, so I do apologise. So yeah, I watched Birdman, this was for my 52-week movie challenge, and yeah, this one was weird, but okay. It was, yeah. I won't say any more on that because like I said, anything I reviewed I will, my hair's having a kinky day. But anything that I've reviewed on the channel I won't talk much about, so yeah, so Birdman. Bit of an odd film, but if you want to see my full thoughts on that, go and check out the video. Then the next one was my first 2024 movie watch of the year, and that was Good Grief. This was directed and starring Daniel Levy, who me and my mum know from Schitt's Creek, hence why we watched it. A little bit disappointed by it. I won't say why, because obviously I have done a review for it, so if you want to see my full thoughts on the film, go check it out. But I'd say, like I said, I was a little bit disappointed. And for it to be the first film of the year, I'm a little bit concerned. That's all I'm going to say. The next one I watched was Robots, because I am currently working on my Blue Sky Studios ranking. Trying to get this done before Migration comes out, because that's Illumination. So I'm trying to get this one done before Illumination. But Robots, this is a film starring Robin Williams, Ewan McGregor. Who else is in this? That's helpful, it doesn't say. Okay. But Amanda Bynes is in this as well, so there's a lot of good actors in this film. This is one of my favourite Robin Williams films. It's probably like maybe my top 5 of his films. But this is a fun little movie. You know those movies where it's certain, so like robots, animals, elements, things like that, when they make a whole life around them and we get to see how they live, things like that. This is actually pretty funny. The villain's hilarious. It's quite funny, there's a line where he's like, oh my god, I'm as crazy as my mother. Like, every time I think Robots, I think of that line. But no, this is a cute little film, and I'm quite surprised that I haven't watched this in full for a while, because this became one of those films that I used to put on in the background just for when I wanted to fall asleep and things like that. Now I just use YouTube. But no, this is a cute little film. If you want to see Robin Williams play someone other than the genie, this is one I definitely recommend you watch. Then the next one I watched was subscriber mail reviews, so the review's up on that one, and that is Elemental. This is a film from last year. I will say this, I enjoyed it a lot more this time around, so go and check out my full thoughts on this one. But yeah, this was my second time watching this all the way through, and my thoughts have changed on that one. Then the next one I watched, like I said in my last weekly video, I'm trying to watch films that I feel like watching at the time instead of forcing myself to watch films, which is why I've actually been able to keep this going, because when I'm forcing myself to watch films, it takes that enjoyment out of it. And one of the films that I just felt randomly like watching Baby Driver. I have watched this maybe twice in my life. Such a good film. Edgar Wright, he'd done Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End. This is a really good film. If you want something that has a really good soundtrack, a really good story, I seriously recommend this film. This is such a fun film. And I'm not a heist person. Like, this is kind of a heist movie in the sense that like they're all about robbing things and taking things. But it's the music and the story behind it as well, with the fact of the music is to match what's going on in the scene. Because this kid here, baby, every time I hear the word baby, I just think of Dirty Dancing. But baby has a hearing issue due to a car accident. So he has this thing where he has to listen to music and the music has to match with what's going on. It's really weird, but the soundtrack is really good. It gets stuck in your head for a while. I mean, it's still stuck in my head now. But no, if you haven't watched Baby Driver, I seriously recommend you do. It's also got Lily James in it, Jamie Foxx. So there's some really good actors in this. And honestly, if you haven't watched it, seriously recommend you do. Okay, and then for my original versus remake this week, it was Freaky Friday. So I watched the original film, which, to be honest, surprised me. But like I said, anything that I've reviewed on the channel, I will not go into much depth. But yes, so the original surprised me. Then, of course, I watched the Lindsay Lohan remake with Jamie Lee Curtis. Childhood memories unlocked as soon as I started watching this, because both me and my mum watched this literally the day before my original versus remake video. I said to Mum, I said, I still need to watch my movies for this week's video. And she went, well, what are you watching? I said, Freaky Friday. She went, oh, okay, we'll watch them. And I was like, surprised she even watched both of them with me. We love body switching movies. They're hilarious. But yeah, this unlocked some very good childhood memories, not gonna lie. Plus, I can't stop listening to that song now. The next one is my next Disney classic review, and that was Meet the Robinsons. Every time I watch this film, I get the exact same feeling every single time. So, unfortunately, it's not my favourite, but it's not the worst either. But yeah, if you want to see my full thoughts on that, go and check out the video. And then, yet again, this is my second movie watch of the year for 2024, as in like a 2024 movie, and that is Lift. This is the new Netflix film starring Kevin Hart, and it's a heist movie, yet again. And not gonna lie, this one surprised me. I enjoyed it a bit more than I thought I would. It's a bit predictable in places, but it is fun. But I won't say any more on that because I have done a review for it. The next one is one I wasn't aware of until I was looking up Freaky Friday on Letterboxd. I found there was a 1995 version. So yes, this was a TV movie. So this was 1995, I believe. And it was very meh. I watched it yesterday. I found it on YouTube. So if you haven't heard of this version of Freaky Friday and you do want to see it, you can watch it for free on YouTube. My hair is having a kink right there. It won't go away. But yeah, so this one was just meh. It didn't feel very Freaky Friday-ish, like compared to the first two that I've watched. I've still got the other one I need to watch because I will be doing a ranking of the Freaky Friday films next week, so I've only got one more to watch. But yeah, this one was just very meh. And I will say this as well, they forgot about the brother. Like, the brother was at the beginning, like her little brother, Annabelle. He was at the beginning for like 10 minutes. And then pretty much until like the last 10 minutes of the film, he came back. So I'm fairly certain when they were writing this film, they probably forgot about the scenes with the brother. Because at least with the original, they had a few scenes with the brother. It weren't just focused on the mum and the daughter having switched. So, not gonna lie, not a massive fan of that. Because I even forgot that the brother even existed. Because he weren't in the film for pretty much the whole of it. So it was like, oh, I forgot you exist. So I'm beginning to think the writers did as well. But yeah, so it was very meh. I mean, this is my least favourite film I watched this week. It was just, I don't know, I think they were just doing a TV movie special and it just didn't work out for me. In my eyes, this kink is really getting on my nerves, so apologies for the hair playing. I'm just trying to get it, stop him from bumping. But yeah, so I've still got watch the one that was on Disney Channel, and I think it was in like 2010s, somewhere along those lines. So I've still got to watch that one, so I might watch that one today. But so far, this is my least favourite Freaky Friday film. But yeah, so a little bit disappointed in that one. And then to finish it off, it was yesterday's video, and that is Rear Window. So this is an Alfred Hitchcock classic, and I watched it from a 52-week movie challenge. I will say my thoughts changed whilst doing the review, so if you want to check out my full thoughts on that, go and check out and do so. I did find out that there is a remake for it, but I really want to work on my It original versus remake next week, because I've got a good clump of days off, which means it's perfect for me to actually try and watch those It films. So I might do the Rear Window original versus remake further down the line, because in my review I did say I do want to watch this film again. So I might wait until closer to Halloween, maybe September. I might watch it then. But I am fully aware that there is one. I didn't know there was one until Letterboxd. So good old Letterboxd, pointing everything out. But yeah, so I watched a total of 11 movies this week. Now, because I am off for the next 5 days, I might actually be able to get a lot more watched. So who knows, maybe next week's one might have loads more. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and also notification bell down below to be notified when I post. And also leave me your comments and thoughts on the films that you watched this week. Is there any that you would recommend? I know someone's asked me to watch and review Saltburn, which I will do. I'm now going to start taking recommendations from people a lot more. But that won't be until I get paid, because I currently have a little bit of financial issues going on. So I can't... Basically, I've had to cancel my Prime subscription and I can't watch it on there. But yeah, once I get paid again, I'll then watch Saltburn then. Although I've heard a lot of weird things about that film, so I'm not sure if it's going to be a film I enjoy or not. But I'm definitely going to give it a go. But yes, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.